Welcome back to XRP Economic Radar, your trusted source for the latest XRP news, market developments, institutional adoption updates, and everything happening across the digital asset landscape. Today, we have a major story that is turning heads throughout the cryptocurrency industry. While much of the crypto market continues to face uncertainty, XRP is quietly building momentum in one of the most important areas investors watch closely: institutional capital. According to the latest data, XRP exchange-traded funds, commonly known as ETFs, have now outperformed both Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of net inflows for a fifth consecutive week. At a time when many investors are concerned about market direction and price volatility, this consistent stream of capital entering XRP-focused investment products is sending a powerful signal. It suggests that despite broader market challenges, institutional investors continue to show growing confidence in XRP and its long-term potential. The latest numbers reveal a trend that many market participants simply cannot ignore. And today we are going to break down exactly what is happening, why it matters, and what it could mean for XRP moving forward. The newest figures show that XRP ETFs recorded approximately $10.68 million in weekly net inflows during the week ending June 12th. While that number may not appear massive when compared to some of the largest cryptocurrency funds in the world, the real significance lies in the consistency. This marks the fifth straight week that XRP investment products have attracted positive capital inflows. In an environment where investors have been cautious and risk appetite has remained relatively low, maintaining a steady stream of incoming investment capital is a significant achievement. The cumulative total net inflow into XRP ETFs has now reached an impressive $1.44 billion. At the same time, total trading activity reached approximately $61.22 million, while total net assets remained close to $978.86 million. These figures demonstrate that institutional investors are not merely experimenting with XRP exposure. Instead, many appear to be steadily increasing their participation and maintaining long-term positions despite ongoing uncertainty across the broader cryptocurrency market. What makes this trend even more interesting is the progression that has taken place over the last several weeks. Looking back at the data, the week ending June 5th recorded a more modest but still positive inflow of $2.62 million. Before that, the week ending May 29th generated approximately $15.20 million in net inflows. Going even further back, the week ending May 22nd saw inflows reach roughly $22.04 million. The strongest week during this observed period occurred around May 15th, when XRP ETFs attracted an impressive $60.50 million in net inflows. Although weekly numbers have fluctuated, the larger pattern remains remarkably consistent. Every week has delivered positive capital movement into XRP investment products. This steady accumulation is often viewed by analysts as a healthier indicator than one-time spikes because it reflects ongoing investor confidence rather than short-lived speculation. The ability of XRP ETFs to sustain positive momentum over multiple consecutive weeks has become one of the most noteworthy developments currently taking place in the digital asset investment sector. At the same time, the broader cryptocurrency ETF market has been facing significant challenges. While XRP continues attracting fresh capital, many competing digital asset funds have experienced substantial outflows. This contrast is one of the main reasons analysts are paying such close attention to XRP right now. The overall market environment has been influenced by macroeconomic concerns, shifting investor sentiment, and continued uncertainty regarding interest rates and global financial conditions. Under these circumstances, many institutional investors have become more selective about where they allocate capital. The fact that XRP continues receiving positive inflows despite these conditions suggests that investors may be identifying unique opportunities within the XRP ecosystem. Rather than moving away from digital assets entirely, some institutions appear to be rotating capital toward investment vehicles they believe offer stronger risk-reward potential. This selective investment behavior is helping XRP stand out from the rest of the market and strengthening its narrative as an increasingly important asset within the institutional crypto landscape. Perhaps the most striking comparison comes when examining Bitcoin ETF performance. According to recent weekly ETF flow data, Bitcoin experienced a staggering net outflow of approximately $319 million during the same period. For years, Bitcoin has been considered the dominant institutional cryptocurrency investment. It has traditionally captured the majority of institutional attention and ETF-related capital. However, recent data suggests that some investors are reducing exposure to Bitcoin-focused products, at least in the short term. Large funds have reportedly been affected by this broader trend, including major products that have historically attracted substantial investor interest. While Bitcoin remains the largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization and continues to play a central role in the digital asset industry, the recent outflow numbers highlight a notable shift in investor behavior. The contrast between Bitcoin's significant losses and XRP's continued gains is creating new conversations among analysts, fund managers, and market observers who are attempting to understand the evolving dynamics of institutional cryptocurrency investment. Ethereum has also faced challenges during this period. Recent data indicates that Ethereum ETFs recorded approximately $15 million in net outflows for the week. Ethereum has long been viewed as the second most important cryptocurrency within the industry, benefiting from its extensive ecosystem of decentralized applications, smart contracts, and blockchain innovation. Nevertheless, even Ethereum has not been immune to the broader market pressures affecting digital asset investment products. Investors appear to be approaching the market with greater caution, leading some to reduce positions in assets that previously attracted substantial capital. The fact that Ethereum experienced negative flows while XRP maintained positive inflows further reinforces the uniqueness of XRP's current position. It suggests that institutions are not simply buying all digital assets indiscriminately. Instead, they are making targeted decisions based on specific opportunities, developments, and expectations surrounding individual cryptocurrencies. This selective investment pattern is one of the strongest indicators that XRP's recent momentum may be driven by more than short-term market speculation. The story does not end there. Solana, another major cryptocurrency that has generated considerable attention over the past few years, also experienced negative ETF flows during the same period. Reports indicate that Solana investment products recorded approximately $4 million in net outflows. Although the outflow was smaller than those experienced by Bitcoin and Ethereum, it still reflects the broader challenges facing much of the cryptocurrency investment sector. Against this backdrop, XRP remains one of the few major digital assets consistently attracting new institutional capital. For investors monitoring market sentiment, ETF flow data often provides valuable insight because it reveals where professional money managers and institutional investors are directing their resources. Positive inflows generally indicate growing confidence, while sustained outflows can suggest increased caution or shifting priorities. As a result, XRP's ability to maintain positive inflows, while several major competitors experience withdrawals, is strengthening the argument that institutional interest in XRP continues to expand despite ongoing market uncertainty. Another important factor contributing to XRP's positive narrative involves recent regulatory and investment developments in the United States. In a significant move, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission approved a key rule change, allowing a new active crypto ETF from T. Rowe Price to be listed and traded on NYSE Arca. This development attracted attention because XRP was included as an eligible asset within the actively managed portfolio, alongside Bitcoin and Ethereum. Inclusion in professionally managed investment products is often viewed as an important milestone because it increases visibility among institutional investors and demonstrates growing acceptance within traditional financial markets. Every time XRP gains access to new investment channels, it expands opportunities for investors seeking regulated exposure to the asset. This latest development adds another layer of credibility to XRP's institutional adoption story and highlights the growing role it may play within diversified cryptocurrency investment strategies offered by major financial institutions. For long-term XRP supporters, these developments represent more than just positive headlines. They contribute to a broader narrative that has been building steadily over the past several years. Institutional adoption has always been considered one of the most important drivers of future cryptocurrency growth. Retail investors can create significant market activity, but large-scale institutional participation often brings deeper liquidity, increased market stability, and broader mainstream acceptance. The recent ETF inflow data suggests that XRP is making meaningful progress in this area. While price movements naturally attract the most attention from everyday investors, many analysts argue that capital flow trends provide a clearer picture of underlying demand. When institutions consistently allocate new capital to an asset over an extended period, it may indicate confidence in that asset's future prospects. XRP's 5-week streak of positive ETF inflows is therefore being viewed by many observers as a potentially important signal regarding long-term institutional sentiment. Looking ahead, investors will be closely monitoring whether XRP can maintain this momentum in the coming weeks. Market conditions remain dynamic, and cryptocurrency sentiment can shift rapidly based on economic data, regulatory announcements, and broader financial market developments. Nevertheless, the current trend has placed XRP in a uniquely strong position relative to several of its largest competitors. Continued positive ETF inflows would further strengthen the argument that institutional investors are increasingly recognizing XRP as an important component of the evolving digital asset ecosystem. At the same time, any future expansion of ETF offerings, additional regulatory clarity, or new adoption initiatives could provide further support for the asset's growing institutional profile. While no investment trend continues indefinitely, the consistency demonstrated by XRP over the past 5 weeks has undoubtedly captured the attention of both professional investors and the wider cryptocurrency community. As this story continues to develop, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. While Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana have recently faced capital outflows, XRP has managed to move in the opposite direction, attracting fresh institutional investment week after week. Whether this trend ultimately translates into broader market gains remains to be seen, but the data itself tells a compelling story. XRP ETFs have now outperformed both Bitcoin and Ethereum in net inflows for 5 consecutive weeks, reinforcing the growing narrative of institutional confidence and expanding adoption. We will continue tracking every major development, every regulatory update, every ETF milestone, and every market-moving event affecting XRP and the broader crypto industry. Thank you for watching XRP Economic Radar. If you want more news and updates regarding XRP, ETFs, institutional adoption, cryptocurrency markets, and breaking developments, make sure to subscribe to XRP Economic Radar, like this video, share it with others, and leave a comment below with your thoughts on XRP's remarkable ETF inflow streak. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more important updates very soon.